our growth, our maturity. You're fixed about the age of 15 for the rest of your life. That's how it seems. I'm not kidding either. That's how people are fixed. The guys are the same. Sports. Till the day they die, they're watching sports. They're watching international corporations that own massive sports teams where guys are paid millions of bucks each per year for throwing or kicking a ball around. Something children do. Something you grow out of as you grow up. And they knew they'd do this because H.G. Wells talked about it a long time ago. No. You see, when you take away your manhood, you only project it through someone else. Someone else who pretends at a weekend to be your tribe and is fighting someone else. Because in your own life, you have no power at all. And you're putting on that fat gut with all the fast food you eat and the booze you drink. But there you are. Suddenly you see yourself as a warrior for the weekend. What a joke. What a joke. Everyone's been manipulated by science and scientific indoctrination, including their whole psychology. That's the big part of it, the biggest part of it. Which also is going to be joined with the US under the Anglo-American establishment. I wrote about the kind of culture and the changes of culture over a 100-year period that they would actually design, implement, and bring in. And H.G. Wells talked about it too. He talked about arenas. He says arenas could be put up across the world for sports, for instance. Now, at that time, the sports was something that children, school children were into. Adults became adults and got onto adult things. So it was unimaginable at the time that people could actually believe that there was even a need for adult sports and entertainment, never mind having arenas built across the world. But he said, we can do this. And voiced basically a sports culture for the males. Using a tribal system. We're all tribal to an extent. That's why we even bother to vote for a tribal leader. This is well understood. That's why we're supplied with these leaders. And because the average man was to become more disengaged from his own destiny as the expert class arose, it was decided that the males would get their outlet, basically, being gradually becoming helpless as males through sports. Therefore, they'd have a tribal team they could identify with. They could cheer them on as they were winning. In their own personal lives, they were getting nowhere. They were getting disenfranchised, in a sense, as experts. They could cheer them on as they were winning. In their own personal lives, they were getting nowhere. Arose, it was decided that the males would get their outlet, basically, being gradually becoming helpless as males through sports. Therefore, they'd have a tribal team they could identify with. They could cheer them on as they were winning. In their own personal lives, they were getting nowhere. They were getting disenfranchised, in a sense, as experts took over decision-making for them in all kinds of fields. So this was psychology at use, planned before they even implemented the sports. When radio came along, of course, they used that to the maximum. Sports for the men, soaps basically for the women, and then ink in television, as I say, with its alpha state, its hypnotic state. And sure enough, around the 1960s, really, 50s and 60s, it took off. It really took off. And men became glued on Saturday nights to the sports shows.
Shalom Yasharallah. We like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, salutations unto the elect men feeding the sheep of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, in sincerity and truth with this great gospel coming out of our Bible. And we're going to get into this lesson about this bread and circus, right? How they got you people stuck on stupid through entertainment. Like it says, give them bread and circuses and they will never revolt. They will never revolt. Because most of your regular citizens of the world in America, they're not in a revolting spirit, even though their dollar is being diminished, even though they're losing all their jobs, right? they're still comfortable. Why? Because they still have entertainment, right? They still could find a burger for $1, right? They still could enjoy the pleasures, go to a bar, right? Watch a movie. They still got cell phones. You got homeless motherfuckers with cell phones, all type of shit. So we already know in this society, they make sure to keep these people entertained. Why? Because they already know if the people knew what the people at the top were doing to them, they would revolt. They would revolt against the system, So mass money is spent into what entertainment. That's why you got a bunch of millionaires entertaining you, right? What else they use? Sex, right? Violence. Same thing as Rome, sex, violence, theater, to keep you stuck into what their entertainment, right? Because you can't make no decision, like the man said. You can't make regular decisions in your household because your mind is on what NFL, NBA. You're more worried about your team, what team that you're, because you have nothing going on in your lives. These people in this society, a lot of you jakes, your mind is supposed to be in repenting, returning back to the Lord, not stuck on sports and entertainment, right? Music. You got these nigga women, all they want to do is go to a fucking club and a bar every other night. Same thing with some of these Jake men, right? They just want to be entertained. And these Edomites, they know who to use for the entertainment. They use you Israelites, right? You are the face of entertainment in this society, right? Because one thing Jake don't mind doing something. Jake don't mind embarrassing himself for $1, right? Jake don't mind showing a breast and nipple for $1. Because Jake done sold himself for naught in this society. Because these devils, they don't care about you Israelites. You're being used to keep these people in a state of how can we say, not knowing what the fuck is going on in the world, man. You ask a lot of people what's going on in the world, they can't tell you geopolitical events, they can't tell you economical events, they can't tell you nothing that's going on. The only thing they can tell you about who's their favorite musician, who's their favorite actor, or what movie did they see, right? They always gossiping of what this celebrity said, who gives a fuck. I'm reading the book of Psalms 137:3. It says, "For there they that carried us away captive required us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us of the songs of Zion." In this society, you have become the entertainment for these heathens, for these Gentiles, because these Gentiles have no talent, right? Don't nobody want to hear East Indians sing. Don't nobody want to hear no Moabites sing. Don't nobody want to hear no fucking Russians singing. Don't nobody want to hear no Arabs singing. Don't nobody want to hear no damn Edomites singing either. A lot of the Edomites you hear with them voices, them jakes. What else? Only people you want to hear sing is Israelites. They only want to hear Israelites. That's where the talent is really coming from in this society. That's your true people with the music, the sports. You already see all the inventions that's been made. That's made by Israelites. So we are the salt of the earth. These other nations use us to keep these people stuck in simplicity, stuck in stupid through entertainment. I'm reading, for there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us the songs of Zion, right? They want you to be because who else they gonna get to entertain these people? Who else could keep these people stuck, right? Jake is a trendsetter in this society. And look at who else they're using right now. Kanye West, right? Yeah, you got political events going on, but who they gonna use? They gonna use Kanye West to stir up more, to get more of these Edomites stirred up, to cause more how can we say, drama in America, to cause more division and they're using black men, Israelite men, because these are the people of these other nations that, like the Bible, like the elders keep saying, you're just extras in the movie. The only people that counts is the children of Israel and Esau, Edom, the good and the wicked. And I'm reading, it says, how shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue, what? Read that again. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief. So as an Israelite, man, we're not here to entertain these people. We're not here to entertain these people. We're supposed to remember who we are as a nation, man. Our job is to serve the Lord. We're set up to be kings and priests, not entertainers, right? Not fucking the fastest runner, the highest jumper. Oh, look how many shots he made. He shot in that hole, right? This shit is played out. What the Lord gonna do? I'm reading the book of Hosea 2 and 11. I will cause also all her mirth to cease. That's what's about to happen. I will cause also all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. That happened to the children of Israel. It was hard to have feast days when you didn't have no food. You had a famine in the land, right? It was hard to have um, mirth when you didn't have no bread. When you were surrounded by enemies coming to invade and fight wars, right? For disobedience, the Lord sent these other nations against us. So what else is about to happen here in America? America's about to go to war. America's about to go through a famine. America's about to go through a time of tribulation to the point where it's going to be hard to be in a happy state. In a happy state. That's why it says, "Remember now that I created the day of thy youth before the evil days come nigh." Draw nigh, right? I said, I'm going to read Hosea 2 and 11 again. I will also cause all her mirth to cease. America, all them celebration, all these sporting events, right? All these parties, right? Weddings, right? Events, family events, Thanksgiving, 4th of July celebrations, gatherings. That shit's about to cease in Babylon the Great. I will cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, her Sabbath, and all the solemn feasts, because all the curses that came to us is going to be transferred over to these heathens. Read Isaiah 24 and 11. It reads, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. The mirth of the land is gone. And wait till that dollar collapse. Right? Wait till you can't purchase nothing. Right? They tell you about stories about wheelbarrows full of money. They tell you stories about money being thrown out in the streets, money being turned into paper planes, right? People playing with turning their money into toilet paper, fire to stay warm. That is the future of this place, and it's going to be hard to fucking be in a happy, mirthy, celebrating state when your world is just collapsing before your eyes.